Okay, I just want to say thank you to Blogtalk Radio last night. My first show back. Haven't done a show in 5 months or more now. It's just the same, or almost 5 months, whatever it is. But just same. First night back to the show last night. I had went and scheduled the show, set the show up. And yesterday morning I got up. I was thinking, I wonder if I'm still on Eastern time for when I was in Florida. So I went and looked. Okay, I decided, okay, I could change it. But I'll go look if it is. And I went and looked. It's showing that I'm not. I said, okay. And I went and looked at my show scheduled time and looked on my switchboard clock, how much time I had to the show, and showed that I was still actually in Eastern time. Okay, so I went and edited the show back down an hour. And then I went back to the switchboard and confirmed it. Made sure it was where it's supposed to be in the clock, and it was. Now, yesterday, an hour or more, hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes before the show, I was sitting there talking with Mike. He was voice chatting with me up on Skype. My guest on the show last night came at me. I was chatting with them on the side, getting set up for the show. And I had brought up the switchboard, opened it up, brought up my switchboard as you're looking at right here. And what I want you to notice is up here and right here, okay, the time here. I had 50 minutes left to showtime on this clock. Watching it count down. I watched it go from an hour. And I was just sitting there talking to Mike, watching the timer count down. And, and I was actually over an hour, and it went to an hour, it went under an hour, and it went down to 50 minutes, went out of nowhere, right at the 50-minute mark. It jumped up to 2 hours and 50 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck? And I just watched it do it. I mean, it happened right in my eyes. That's why you're seeing 2 hours and 39 minutes. This is during the show now, okay? And it shouldn't say 2 hours and 39 minutes because I'm only paying for a 2-hour show. Not a 3-hour show, a 2-hour show, okay? So needless to say, it said 2 hours and 50 minutes here. So it went from 50 minutes to showtime starts to 2 hours and 50 minutes. Okay? And I was like, what the hell? And so I left the switchboard here and I went over to my settings. Well, because, I've had censorship on forum Blogtalk, but damn, I ain't even done a show yet, man. I'm just back. Okay? But I went and checked my settings again, and the time was right where I had it scheduled. So they didn't go in and manipulate my time to change the time on the switchboard, because my first thought was they just changed my time on the show and it ain't scheduled to start for almost 3 hours now, right? But it's still saying 2 hours and 50 minutes showtime, right? So I says, okay. I says, okay. I'll call in and so I had to hang up on Mike from Skype and I called into Blogtalk, knowing that the audio would tell me how long the showtime, in case my clock right here was, because this shouldn't be here. This should not be. This too shouldn't be. I mean, it was 15 minutes, not, And so, anyhow, I called into the show, and lo and behold, if the recording don't come on and say 5 seconds to showtime, 5, 4, 3, 2. I was like, oh my God. I didn't have my guest with me. I wasn't fucking prepared because I had 50 minutes to go. I was prepared but not prepared because I still had 50 minutes to go. Well, at least I thought I had 50 minutes to go. To Blog Talk changed my mind. So I just wanted to say thank you, Blog Talk. Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay. I guess it's a good thing I was on top of the switchboard last night, because I'd have been an hour late for my own show, wouldn't I? Even though when I wasn't late. That's right. I would have lost an hour's airtime last night, wouldn't I, Blog Talk? Yeah. Yeah, sure would have. That's right. But, that's actually pretty damn pathetic. But I wanted to show you this because this is what happened last night at the beginning of the show. You know, so for those who that was there, as you see, I had two callers here. Okay, we won't even mention. I'm not going to say no names here, but there is a caller here that don't belong here. Okay, they was only there to make trouble. Okay, they know they was, and I know they was. But of course, just so the message is clear to this person, don't waste your time. You're not welcome in the show. You won't be brought into the show. End of story. Okay? I knew already that you would probably pull this before you did it. You did exactly what I suspected you was going to do. Matter of fact, you was the very first caller before the show even started. That's right. That would be the 678 Georgia area code, by the way. Just so that you understand, that's a Georgia area code with no names being said. Okay, they know who they are. And I've said enough already that there's probably other people that know who you are too. You know, and the only thing I can say for the person is, you know, I hear that this person has said that they're very happy, very, very happy and pleased with themselves, and they've moved on. And from what I've seen going on, that's not a happy person who's moved on. Because a happy person that's very happy with their life, their current life situation, and is glad to not be part no more, wouldn't be sitting here in this show. Wouldn't be posting videos angry. Still making crack shots. That's right. That's not somebody that's moved on or is happy. That is somebody that's holding on to anger and never letting it go. But no more said about that. The real point of this video is I wanted to let people know exactly what happened. If you go back to people, if you go back to the Yesterday Night Show and you listen to the very beginning, it sounds like at the very beginning I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, or I wasn't ready. How can he come on to a show and not be ready? Well, it wasn't hard to not be ready, okay? Considering you was ready, you had 50 minutes before showtime to go. At quarter of the hour, I would have brought my guest, Peter. I would have dialed in, and I would have brought him in, and we would have went over it, and then the show would have started, it would have went live, and everything would have been great. No, it can't happen that way. At 50 minutes we jumped to 2 hours and 15 minutes. So now the entire show time, we said I had 2 hours, 39 minutes, as you see right here. And when this first happened, it said 2:50. Now remember, I'm in the middle of a live show now. And it's counting down as if I have a 3-hour show. Now, when I went to 90 seconds before the end of the show, it said I still had an hour and 90 seconds. When it went to, bam, the hour disappeared and it went to 90 seconds. Just that quick, the hour disappeared and it went to 90 seconds. So I only had a 2-hour show. But it started an hour before it was supposed to start. And this is what it done. Well, not quite an hour, 15 minutes before it was supposed to start. And this is what you're seeing for the clock, okay? Stream left. This is almost on air. Stream left, 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 26 seconds. So that's 39 minutes, 26 seconds more time than what I've paid for. Okay? So what can I say other than the fact that, thank you, Blogtalk. I appreciate that, yeah. I appreciate you making my show start before it was scheduled to start. Okay, I appreciate that. Yep, I sure do. Thank you a lot. Okay, is that supposed to scare me off now? No, maybe that's your letting me know that you're pissed because I dared to bring the show back. Anyhow, and as far as my guest goes, Peter, I thank him for being there. Okay, I really do. I appreciate him being there. He'll be back there with me Tuesday night. So the only thing I can say for Tuesday night, guys, is scheduled for, anyhow, 7 p.m. Central Time, my time. Now, however, though, since last night's show started at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, when the clock jumped from 50 minutes to showtime to 2 hours and 39 or 2 hours and 50 minutes and confused the fuck out of me. Made me think that I had 2 hours and 50 more minutes before showtime because they just switched or flipped my fucking show. You know, they manipulated me. And then when my settings says that no, the time schedule's right where I had it, and I went back and it still said 2 hours and 50 minutes, I said, okay. That's why I called into the show. I wanted to see what the recording would tell me for how much time before showtime. Though I really got a surprise when it said 5 seconds to showtime. 5, 4, 3, 2. I was like, fuck! I didn't even have Peter in here or anything with me. Okay. But that's what happened. So I guess on Tuesday night, the only thing I can tell people is you might want to be there at 6, and if it don't start at 6, come back at 7 because, you know, it's not supposed to start to 7. And for those on Eastern Time, you might want to be there around 7 and be ready for the show to start at 8. But it may start at 7. It may start at 8. I don't know. I'll have to leave it up to Blogtalk to what time my show starts. But I'll be on top of it, Blogtalk. I'll be there long before the show. That's right, long before the show. So that I can monitor my switchboard. So that I can see what you're up to this next time. But right here is funny because you can see it. It says I have 2 hours and 39 minutes left of the show there, left of live stream. Okay? I've only paid for a 2-hour show. And I only got 2 hours. But I did get manipulation right here in your face. And it was funny when I watched this go from 50 minutes, counting down to the show before it starts, to 2 hours and 50 minutes. And then it stayed at the 2-hour mark and started counting down the rest of the show until the 90 seconds before the end of the show. And then, of course, at that point, this was 1 hour left. See what I'm saying? When would have been 1 hour and 90 seconds left. You know. So now this flips to a 0, and the 90 seconds is there, and I'm in the countdown to the end of the show. Go figure.